Welcome to the Gwenton Show. Today we've got an amazing show for you, live and direct from the Hackney Empire. No, we're not going to be doing comedy. We're going to be talking about Windrush. We've got a group of young people from 4 different schools across Hackney who'll be performing and honouring and paying homage to the people that have gone before them. And we'll be looking at Windrush through the young people's eyes, seeing what they've learned, how they feel, and the amazing music. I've been privileged to be at the rehearsals. And not only that, behind the scenes, we've had some great interviews with some amazing people who have served this community, heroes and legends. We had a 90-year-old grandma, Mama. She was on the show here today and blessed us with her legacy and history of her coming to England from Jamaica. We've also had our amazing uncle who used to drive the 38 bus come in and bless the show today. We've been blessed to have an amazing show. Nice production just now. For me, it's good to see young people learning about Windrush.
Always.
Because growing up in Hackney myself, going primary school and secondary school here, and 2 months in Hackney College, at no time...
2 months?
yeah, but I done go through the 2 months. At no time did they teach us about Windrush. We knew about Nelson Mandela and the basics, but nothing about Windrush. It took me till I was a grown adult to learn about the Windrush, and even to have the conversation with my own gran, who's now nearly 90 years old. So
I think we lived Windrush, so it didn't seem like it was something we needed to study. We grew up Windrush. You know, the way that our parents grew us up, the discipline, the strictness, the difference between us as a culture and the white culture. You know, so, you know, it's important that the generation after us who didn't have what we had, or, you know, I mean, I know you came from Jamaica, but you would have felt some of that as well. But you would have had the culture, you'd have brought the culture with you actually, but we didn't know what was going on in Jamaica. It took me till I think it was 23 when I got on a plane and went to Jamaica, I realized that it wasn't all corrugated iron huts and it wasn't all yardies, and because that's all the rubbish that we got fed about the Caribbean when we were at school. And I think I was saying to you earlier that I got called to a classroom when I was a head of year, and the teacher, the kids were throwing their bags and their sweets and their books at the teacher, and he wanted them all excluded. And it was a history lesson, and I asked him to come out, and I said, you know, what's going on? And he said, oh, I did a nice lesson for these children, you know, I thought I'd play a video, and this is how they treat me. I said, well, what video did you play? He said, Roots. I said, someone move him before I take off my shoe and conk him with it. Because that's what Black history was for those people, slavery. Nothing about the richness, which is what I got from Black heroes. So when I saw Black heroes in the 80s and I saw all these kings and these queens and these, you know, freedom fighters and stuff like that, it left me empowered. So when I had the opportunity to do something like this, I thought, well, it's Windrush 75. Come next year, there probably won't be anybody alive who was on that boat. I think there's a guy in, not anymore, Leeds or something, he was 97, Alfred Gardner or whatever. But how long is he going to be around for? So who is going to tell our stories? Why are our stories?
But again, I think it comes back to respect, because even some of the stuff that you do, you don't have to do. You understand, even I was running for mayor last year, you was behind the scenes coaching me, I weren't listening, but you understand. It's
because
not,
that's what a mayor role needs to be in an area like this. Someone who understands this area, someone who's grown up here, someone who understands the people, someone who has empathy. They don't have empathy for us. You know, when we celebrated 75 this year, my mum was saying to me, I don't want to celebrate. You know, why should I celebrate? And it's true. Why should she celebrate? What is it celebrate? Look what you've done to this community, these people. You burn the boarding cards, which are supposed to be historic, put in a museum, and then want to deport people, and then kind of say sorry but not sorry. No, even that, you know, when I spoke to the children about The scandal, even that was what they wanted included.
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't know what it meant coming here. I came here, luckily I had my own passport. But if I had come a few years, I came here in 1986 first time.
Okay.
And if I'd have come a little bit earlier, I would have had to come on one of my parents' passports. And when you say that to the children now, they're like, what do you mean? I got my own passport. Because from the minute they're born, they've got their own individual passports. So they could not even imagine being joined onto their mum or dad's passport to leave
And
the country.
even that story. So even when the Windrush scandal came out, there was someone who wrote the book, The Windrush Scandal, and I got my son to read it. You know, because they have to know what these things that are going on, how we're being treated. No, it's important. So I run my own publishing company. I publish black books, but they're written by black children because I want to empower them. I want them to tell their stories. One of the books that I worked with the children over COVID was called Our Roots, and the children interviewed their grandparents because I wanted that connection, especially with COVID. They couldn't go nowhere. So it was a good opportunity to sit down and have a conversation. One of the parents said to me that her daughter thought her dad, who lived down the road, was this smelly old man, you know, who didn't know nothing. Until she had that conversation, asked those questions, and every week now she's saying, Mum, can we go and see Granddad? Can we go and see Granddad? Because of the kind of whole way that the English people treat their families. We don't treat our families like that. Do you know what I mean? You know, you go back to the Caribbean, you talk about, you know, parents, they're living with you till they're God knows what. You don't dash them off into to homes.
And one of the things that I can vouch for, I think it was last year I sat down with my nan, because I thought, you know what, you're nearly 90, we're taking you for granted. And we filmed her and she was speaking about her journey, and only then I knew who I was. Because you don't know even what color you were mixed with. Because the woman just sits there on her throne in the front room and go there for her birthday. If she's lucky, she sees you throughout the month, but you never actually talk to her like she's human.
That, what you've captured there, is legacy.
Yeah.
That, especially recorded, because, you know, my granddad used to be a fantastic baker. He'd made all these bespoke cakes before bespoke cakes was fashion. He was really good. He actually was a chef in Jamaica. And when he came here, they would give him the job on London Transport. You know, so he used to do it as a hobby and make cakes and this and that. And we just used to eat. He used to make ice cream from scratch, you know, tomatoes with prawns in. We just, Christmas time, lick our lips. And then when he died, the first Christmas, everyone's looking like, who's cooking Christmas dinner? How do you make the ham with the port and the honey? How do you make the ice cream? How do you make the cakes? And all that is gone.
It's gone with him. And I think one of the biggest things that, for me, what I learned is my grand's human and she don't like the house. So I remember last year I rented a coach because I know no one else will want to pay for it. And I paid for the coach and we went to Brighton and she invited one of her friends. And on the way back, she said to me, at least I was at the house for the day. And I felt bad because I thought she enjoyed being at home, but what she's saying to me is, I'm still mobile.
She's old, but she's not cool.
Yeah, don't just leave me in the house. So now the family take her out the house.
Well,
and
I was having a conversation with somebody because when I was teaching, I did a lesson with the children and said they had to write an essay. I used to be an English teacher called At the Seaside. I was marking books as a cover lesson, so it's just busy work. And I said, all right, off you go, at the seaside. And the kids were just sitting there. So I said, look, come on, get, off you go. And then one of them put their hand up and said, Miss, where's the seaside?
yeah.
And I was like, what? Because I'd grown up in a Christian family, my grandma was a Pentecostal minister. Every summer we went to Little Hampton, Great Yarmouth, you know, all these things that we took for granted. They packed their lunches with chicken and we'd all share cake and chicken and whatever else it is. Something that you just take for granted, not realising that some people, they said they'd been to Alton Towers, they've been to Thorpe Park, but never been to the seaside.
Yeah,
And it's like, wow, it's just the little things that I think now I value what I didn't like when I was growing up. You know, I thought my parents were too strict. You know, I had to learn to cook rice and peas. I had to learn to hand wash with a squeak. I had to, you know, even my virginity was something that was supposed to be precious because I came up in a church household. when I became a teacher and had to do a HIV referral for a 12-year-old, right? I thought, rah. You know, so the things that we got beat for, or the things that we got knocked out of us or whatever, I know it was out of love. You know what I mean? And now that the children are feral, right? I remember when the 2011 riots happened, and they were in the retail park, they were running riot, and then the government was saying, parents, get your kids in, get your kids at home. And I said,
they're not listening. Yeah, they're not
really?
listening. Yeah.
Really? I don't know. I think it's important that children learn, especially those who didn't have the direct kind of influence of Windrush. They learn about it. They learn about the importance of it. And props where props is due. Those people, I mean, I'm not even going to go into mental health and resilience, but there was a difference then to there is now. And they just went through it because they had no choice. And I think that's some of the steel that I have.
That's passed down, yeah.
You know, when I told my friend I had cancer, right, and I had to have a colectomy, I had to have chemotherapy, and my friend said to me, she came to one of my chemotherapy sessions, she said to me, Juliet, I knew you said you had cancer, but I didn't think it was real cancer because you were all right, you know, and it was like, well, I don't know how else I'm supposed to be. You know, I'm a strong black woman because I was raised by one, you know, so really that's my story, you know.
Until it's finished, it's not finished.
Absolutely. It's not over till it's over.
I'm not just seeing this as Windrush. I'm seeing this as togetherness and love. When we were growing up, we had Turkish friends, we had white friends. We were all one. We didn't see that, oh, you're from over there, we're from over here. And I think from my grand and the generations after, where the disconnect came is the love was gone. Because now, I know you, I see you straight away, come hug, hello. Now, people walk down the street, they don't even want to say hello to you. So why wouldn't you want to kill somebody that looks like you if you've got no love for no one?
And we're all connected. And what somebody knows somebody knows somebody knows somebody. We're all connected. I think with this production, I think part of the love is actually it taking place. Because where would you see, you know, children, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, have an opportunity to perform at the Hackney Empire on that stage, something that will never leave them, never leave them. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, legacy is important. You said love is important, and by doing this stuff, it's what we're showing love. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
Thank you for coming on and sharing that, because as we can see here today, if someone doesn't walk forward, it doesn't happen. And it's not just about this production. As we can see, we've got books in the community. A lot of people's legacy have been left in the pages. And I've seen it myself, the joy of one family that was so happy that they went out and interviewed their grandma because she sadly passed a few days after. And the family now have got that book to cherish, to pass on to other generations to come. So this is about legacy here, what we're seeing happening here today, and empowering young people as well. We're seeing a lot of young people around the country feeling depressed and feeling demotivated and even suicidal at most. But here we've got young people feeling like they're being respected and listened to and coming together. How many of them are going to end up on EastEnders, we'll never know. But at least we've given them the opportunity, yeah? And now we're going to speak to one of the icons from Hackney, and I repeat that, an icon, a legend, someone that we should respect and cherish. And we're going to make sure that we hear from him himself, one of the bus drivers from when he used to hop on the bus. Don't tell him I said this, but you didn't have to pay, you just run off before the conductor come. Yes, one of the original bus drivers of the 38 bus in Hackney will be on the show. So today we've got a great guest on the show. We've got Ken here, a man that has served the community for decades and has come back here to share his story for the younger generations to understand the legacy, and where Ken has come from to be here today. So welcome to the show, Ken.
Thank you.
And just want to ask, how did you get into doing bus driving?
Well, I came here at a young age of 16, 14, and I went to school and college, but didn't often. So I worked. Yes, I joined the bus company about 1973.
Okay.
I worked for about a little while and I leave.
Yeah.
And I went to do other jobs, but I came back to the bus company in 1986
Okay.
until I retired.
So when you first came here, was it in the summer or winter?
The worst winter that they have, 1963.
60. Okay.
The worst winter they ever had. They haven't had one
Yeah.
as bad since, you know.
So when you come in, was the snow already set?
Yeah, cool, black. It was black fog.
Yeah.
People was dying from it. They were suffocating from it.
Okay.
December 1963 was the worst, one of the worst winter they ever had.
Yeah. And when you come in, where did you come in? Manchester, London,
I came into Heathrow.
Heathrow.
The days of BOAC,
Okay.
British Overseas Aircraft.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And they didn't even have. We just come off in the field and walk to
The field?
walk into the terminal. Yes. That's cool.
I've never heard that one before.
Yes, you know.
Yeah.
There was no term. You just come off out there and then are they walking or taking the bus and
The
come
bus
into
coming out.
into the terminal?
Okay. And then when you come, did you already have somewhere to stay, or you had to
Yes,
stay?
I
with
came to
people?
my parents.
Okay. So when you started school over here, was it total different environment for you?
Yes, it's a lot of it was teddy boys, but I never get involved in any of that.
Yeah.
You know, you hear about, you see it, but I never,
Yeah.
get involved. I never fight nobody.
Okay.
I never fight in the street, fight nothing. Never have any problems.
You just mind your business and they
never,
mind theirs.
never have any problems.
Okay, that's good. So, with the way that things are now, what are some of the differences you could see having left the bus service and come back to it now?
Well, I've spent, having left it wasn't a long spell. Been in for 26 years after.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of differences with the behavior and the attitude of people on using the service remain the same.
Okay.
There's no improvement.
No
No. No. Well, I think in life you got to think twice in everything you do. You leave your home with your children, you got to think twice. You got to. I get results from my children and grandchildren. So with them in the back of my mind, I try to do the best outside.
You can, yeah.
Yes, you can.
So, have you ever had anyone come on the bus want to fight you off on the bus?
Yes. You get it all the time. But again, you know better, so you do better. There's always a way out.
We done a show recently on emotional intelligence, and what we're talking about is how you control your emotions. So
That's all.
someone come on the bus, don't want to pay, what you do, park up the bus or you drive on.
I just call and say, listen, there's a radio,
Yeah.
having some problems. You think you should, and they would ask, do I need any help? I said, no.
Yeah.
Because I let the person ride. You don't fight with them there.
Yeah.
You're not going to win. Because with you, the customer is always right.
Okay. That's something that you always hear that, but not a lot of people abide by that.
That's when you're driving on the road in your car, you get involved with people who want to fight. Is it going to help you?
So if you get in an accident when you're on the bus, does that affect your license as well?
Not unless you're blame worthy.
Okay.
If you're blame worthy, you'll be charged. But if
Yeah.
you're not blame worthy, you just
carry
fill in
on.
form on this stuff.
One of the things that I always ask my guests that come on is there anything looking back at your life that you would have changed?
Yes. I'd be more professional.
More professional.
I'd finish up I would go to college and university
All of that.
and get a plan, get myself. Yes, I would.
Yeah.
And it's on which then I pass on to my children. That's
Okay.
so that they're better.
So you made sure that they went and
Do better.
done it. Yeah, that's good. Because for me, a lot of the time goes so fast. Yeah? And when you look back now, you think, you know what, I wish I would have done this.
Yes.
Yeah?
That happens to me all the time.
All the time.
Always. Although I thank the good Lord for what He's done for me, I've done well.
Yeah.
Could have done better, but I've seen people who done worse.
So
I have a good life.
out of your friends, are you a man that keep friends?
I know people.
You know, I never heard that one there before. Yeah, that's a good one.
I know
So, would you say, out of the past, let's say 50 years, how many people did you start off with that you're still friends with now?
It's fine enough. I was saying that to a friend of mine. In a lifespan, you have gone through millions of people, don't you?
Yeah.
From school to work to various venues you attend. You meet millions. They don't always sit them home with you, do you?
No. So you leave them outside. Yeah. But I call them associates.
That's what
They're not really your friend.
Well, I've got few good friends.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention names. But when you leave work, you go home to your family.
To your family, and that's
You
it.
know, bring them home with you.
Yeah.
So I'm not being rude.
Yeah.
I don't like to go to. Some people socialize with in pubs. Some people socialize with doing different things. I didn't want to get mixed in all that, so I just stay clear.
Yeah. All
I
right.
love people, and I've got a lot of friends. But
Yeah.
as I said to you,
You don't bring them all home with you. Yeah. All right. So for me, if you had one message you could give to a young person coming up now, what would it be?
be practical, love yourself, and the future. Read into your future. Make plans for your future, because without education, you're really nothing.
Okay. My biggest thing is this: respect.
That's right.
I think the respect needs to be there, because just by you being here today has allowed me to be here today.
That's right.
You understand the way that you've conducted yourself has then impacted on me, and I think a lot of people don't understand that what they does has a ripple effect on the next generation that comes after.
And the third, and it goes on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So just
Amazing.
by you being able to be here today and pass down your knowledge and the way that you operate will help somebody else learn. You know what you see the next man being loud and that's not the way to behave. Yeah.
But you don't condemn him either, you just avoid him.
Avoid, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, as we see here today, we've learned certain strategies. Be humble. And it's not every friend you meet, you must bring them home. Yeah. But we have to understand conduct, the way we conduct ourselves doesn't only affect us, it also impacts on others and could be generations to come. So today, what you do could affect you tomorrow and those that come after you. So conduct yourself properly. Thank you for coming. Yeah, love and blessings.
I'm just thinking back to when I, in the hospital and have to be caring for these, for these, and they were actually white people. There weren't any black patients around, And every morning I'm going duty. This white man in bed, and he would say, "Here comes sunshine." And I was the person that he would have called on if he wanted a bottle. It was me. Anything he needed, it was me. And that I was sunshine.
You was his sunshine.
I was his sunshine.
We are privileged here today to have Mama on the show. She's made it all the way down to the Hackney Empire, and we've subtly kidnapped her so we can have this conversation. She was a nurse for many years. Many of the lives that we see around us, we don't know how many of them she's helped and made sure that us as the younger generation are here today. So we're going to pay homage to Mama here so the younger people could understand their legacy, and we're going to give her the time that she needs. Welcome to the show, Mama.
You're most welcome.
Yeah?
Thank you so much.
So, how was it? Let's start from the beginning. So, what year did you come to England?
1955.
On a ship or a
On a
plane?
ship
On a ship?
called what? SS Arica?
Okay. So how was it? Because I'm not really good at the ocean stuff. I get seasick. So how did you feel on that ship?
Maybe lonely,
Yeah,
leaving home.
yeah. And how old was you then?
I was, what, 20?
20, okay. And before that, where did you live in Jamaica?
In Kingston.
In Kingston. Okay. So you was already rough and ready then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So when you came here, did you come here and live with family or you had to?
No, I went straight to the General Hospital
Okay.
that we applied for before leaving home
Okay.
and went straight there.
Yeah.
This was in Bedfordshire,
Okay.
Bedfordshire General Hospital.
Yeah. And how was the living arrangements? Did they give you somewhere to live on site or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They were responsible for
Okay.
me even before we left home.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
I
Okay. Actually, I came with a British passport because,
Okay.
of course, we were British
British at the time, yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because they had accepted me
Yes.
as a trainee
Yes.
from home, they were responsible for me
Okay.
even from then.
So when you come here, when you came here, was it summer or winter?
In September.
Sector. Oh, so you're lucky you missed the winter. So how do you find it when you're here for 1 or 2 months and then the snow started?
I
coming?
know. I went out in my usual little flat things
Yeah.
and I was on the ground.
You slipped.
Of course.
And
I'm not used to sliding on ice.
the
Huh?
snow, yeah. When I spoke to my nan, she said the same thing. She said that she had hung up some clothes in her house. And when she came back, she thought the clothes was dry.
Yeah, and
But they were frozen.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because there was no heating in the houses.
And how did you find the food and everything else?
There was quite a difference.
Yeah.
In the food. Of course, there would never be anything like what we
Like, yeah,
experienced at
yeah.
home.
So what were
this
some of the things that you
potato and the mashed potato, and it was potato every day.
eat? Everyday potato.
Potato every day. You see rice, and it was rice pudding.
Okay.
Right?
Rice
That was
pudding and
after the
mash-
meal.
Yeah,
After the meal, you have your pudding,
yeah.
and that was it. It was different.
It was. Yeah. So how long before you went back home?
What was it, maybe 10 years?
10 years. And when you went back, you felt proud. Proud.
Of course.
And not only that, the fact that you survived as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? You
Yeah,
survived.
yeah. Because I had a very close friend from home who was at the same hospital
Okay.
that I went to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was sort of missing out on
Okay.
some of our sort of
Yeah.
experiences.
Okay.
So that helped.
Yeah.
My older sister was here, but she was in Wanstead
Okay. So
doing her nursing courses.
same thing. Okay. So out of how many children, how many siblings did you have, brothers and sisters?
You named them.
No, I'm saying how much did you have?
Well, I'm trying to think. Auntie Olga, one sister, 3 brothers.
One sister. Okay. Don't worry.
Oh, sorry.
One sister, 3 brothers. Younger or older?
Older.
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 Okay.
No, one brother was younger.
Okay.
The others were older.
So how did you find that growing up with siblings?
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you miss them when you come here? Or?
In a way, apart from my sister who was already here,
Okay.
but not see often because she was in London, I was
Oh,
in
you was in
Bedford.
Bedfordshire.
Yeah, but my friend, both of us.
Yeah. So for me, growing up in England to where it is now, how do you find things?
It's different, much different. I've seen a lot of changes, A lot of changes.
I can imagine.
But the fact that when you come here, if the men wore a shirt with a pocket, a pajama
Yes.
with a pocket,
Yeah.
they think they were wearing their shirts
Okay.
because they're not used to that sort
You
of
wear it, yes.
that sort of thing. There was quite a difference of clothes. Even I know I wasn't well at one stage. I was in hospital and I put my night dress on, and I had everybody coming around to look at it. And where did you get this?
Well, yeah. Why are you dressing up? You're in
Why
hospital.
you
Yeah,
dressing
yeah,
up in
yeah,
hospital? It was quite a difference.
yeah.
Quite a difference.
And with the technology, how have you found it? The mobile phones, the TVs, and all of that.
But we
stuff?
didn't have mobile.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't experience mobile phones. The television was okay because we had televisions
Yeah.
at home. But
So where
not
it
to
is
that
now
extent.
today.
Oh, it's so different.
Yeah.
So different, so different. Things have really moved on. The heating system, yes, in the hospitals, we were blessed with the heating,
The
and
heating, yeah.
and so on. But at home, the heating system was. When I say at home, I mean when we're not in the hospital and
You go
visiting
back,
home
yeah.
and visiting. It was different.
Freezer.
There was a lamp. That you put your kerosene oil
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
And
The lantern.
yes,
Yeah,
and of course, if you're going to be cooking, you cook on that lamp.
yeah.
Cook your piece from overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soak it.
And now all ready for the next day.
Next day, yeah.
Yeah. We didn't have
Fridge,
freezers,
yeah.
fridge and freezers. So if you make a jelly or whatever you want to make, or if you got ice cream, then you could put that on your window ledge outside.
And it will
that
stay
would be
cold.
Fine.
What?
No problem.
That cold.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And these
Yeah,
are
and then-
things.
and you want a bath, and this thing about going to the baths in the community, and oh God, something that was so different.
So everybody goes to the same bathtub.
Yeah, out in the community. Yeah,
Yeah.
And that was different. That people, we couldn't cope with.
Yeah.
So what we were beginning to do is to turn a room into a bathroom. Even the
Okay.
toilet was outside
Yes.
of the house.
Yeah.
So you had to bring that in.
Inside.
turn it
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
and put the heating in, and put curtains up at your windows so your house looking good. And there was quite a lot that we, the people from then,
Yeah.
have done to change
To
this
change
place
things, yeah.
and to make it look like home.
So what about when you came here? Did you used to wash up your plates and leave the soap on it?
Not at all. Not at all. We didn't have that. At home, you have the running water, don't you?
Yeah.
We have, well, you wouldn't know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we
yeah.
have the running water
Yeah.
where the things are washed
And
and
you can
rinsed
wash your
off and
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
put aside. But to have you wash in the sink and just take out with the soap water and put
And
in.
put on the side.
No. We used
You
to
have
cry
to
out
get-
and say, no, you need to rinse that. And then they're asking you, what for?
And these are things that it's about two cultures coming together and learning.
Exactly.
You understand that
Yeah.
some people might not want to shower every day.
Yeah.
Some people want to shower every day. Yeah, so
Exactly.
it's about learning.
Exactly. And as you say that, something that really struck me, coming on duty of the morning, and of course, we, the Caribbean, African people, we know that we do have a shower or a wash or a bath, whatever it is,
Yeah.
in the morning before you even put your clothes on,
yeah.
and you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
You didn't eat over the night, but you still brush your
Brush
teeth.
your
and keep
teeth,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, and this girl came on duty that morning and she said, oh, she says, listen, I was so early this morning that I even had a bath. And I said, you even what?
Yeah.
I even had a bath. And I said, don't you have one? She said, what for?
Yeah.
What for? I said,
Some people are still like that today, where they believe that if you have more than one bath a week, it's bad for your skin. So a lot hasn't changed there. Yeah.
no.
Yeah. There's some behaviors that people refuse to lose, and it's bad behavior. Yeah, there's people still washing up their plates and leaving the soap on it and turning
Yes,
it
I
down.
can see that on TV. but
The
it-
TV.
yeah,
No, it happens
yeah,
in real life.
Yeah.
It happens in real life. So for me, what I would ask you now is there anything that you would have changed looking back at your life now where you are being blessed to be even able to walk around? And that's, my grand just turned 87. And she said to me, one of the things she's happy with is that she could be in her house by herself and move around without anybody having to feeling like a burden to anyone.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And she's quite right.
Yeah,
She's quite right. But at this age, you want to be free.
yeah,
You want to do what you know, you know, and you know that you can cope with.
yeah,
But the other thing with that is that your kids or my kids, you know, they're so protective
yeah,
that, you know, I do something and Mom, why did you do that? And I'm feeling so angry within me,
yeah,
you know. And why is she asking or he asking me
yeah.
that? I'm privileged to do what
To
I
do
want
what-
to
yes,
do and
yeah.
not be questioned.
Yes.
But you know, I put that down to the fact that they love me and they just don't want
Have an
anything.
easy road, yeah,
Yeah. It must be all right for you. You know, I got my own armchair and it's put a, you know, comfortable seating and everything, the television there, and I mustn't even turn to watch the television.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you know
why?
that's
Yeah.
the sort of life I'm having now. And sometimes I'm thinking, why? Because you know I'm involved with my church,
Okay.
and I used to do a lot for the church, but I'm sort of
Hands off now.
coming,
Yeah.
and letting people take over some of the responsibilities. But they don't see it, and still see that I'm so involved that, you know.
You know, it's funny you say that. I know a lot of people in the church that refuse to
To give
let
up.
go.
Let
Once
go.
they're in a position, to them it's like, until I go, this
Until
is
I-
this is mine. So it's funny to hear you say that you're giving back some responsibility.
Oh, yes, of course. We need to.
Yeah.
We need to, because we need people who are younger with younger thoughts and things that they want to maybe introduce into the system. Look at the community and see what they can gain from that to bring into the church to help
I'm sure.
and share.
Maybe more people in the church need to learn from you. So, if I was to ask you now, what is one thing that you would change about your life if you had the choice? Looking back.
Maybe if I was able to say have my parents
Yeah.
so that I could give back to them,
Them,
but that didn't seem possible.
yeah.
You know, they died before I
Before
was
you
able
could,
to give back to them, because I know that they've done a lot
A lot for you, yeah.
for me to let me reach where I
You
am,
are, yeah.
you know, and I was not able to do that.
But when you look back
for
now at the
them.
legacy that you've left children, grandchildren of, how does it make you feel?
You know, they had a 90th birthday for me about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And what I experienced, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, who are they talking about? Who are all these people talking
Yeah.
about? You know, I didn't want a 90th birthday.
Yeah.
And she will tell you, she was involved
Yeah.
with her auntie and uncles and things during it. And they know that I didn't want
You didn't
that.
want that, yeah.
But they went ahead, even though I was not part of the planning and
Yes,
things.
yeah.
That didn't come my way,
Yeah.
you know. But yes, but from what I sat there, they took me into a big hall, and all these people from
Surprise you.
oh God,
Yeah. I don't like surprises. Yeah, yeah.
God, yes, and coming in and sing, and hear the drums. Are you a drummer?
Yeah,
Are you
but I
African?
like drums, yeah, yeah.
Are you African?
Jamaican, but same thing, yeah,
Jamaican.
yeah. Same thing. Yeah,
And it was the drum beats that
yeah.
I was coming in with, you know, and when I look and see people who I haven't seen for years,
yeah.
people from abroad that came, and people who were, you know, give you all the best wishes and things, and
You forgive them for the surprise.
oh God, and I'm thinking, who's that they're talking about? You know, and that was what really, you know, and even talking about it made me feel,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But again,
Everybody was sort of saying the same thing
yes.
from here at church, over the world, and the same sort of greeting and wishing and the acceptance of what I have done for them. Yes. I don't know what I've done them,
But you deserve it.
but that's what they're saying.
They need to take you away now. They've got you somewhere to go. All right, well, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for everything you've done. Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's good to be here.
We're about to be kicked out. The teacher telling us to be quiet, so we're about to leave. Keep watching the Gwenton Show. Until next time.